Two different legal victories against the Trump administration coming out of the Northern District of Illinois today. I'm Rachel. I'm a Chicago-based attorney. This is not legal advice. And I sound like this because while I'm Chicago-based, I'm currently overseas and I set an alarm to wake up so that I could read this for y'all. So you better watch the fucking video. There were two different cases related to federal government overreach that had temporary restraining orders handed down today in the Northern District of Illinois by two different judges. The first is in this case Chicago Headline Club v. Nome. The temporary restraining order is a form of relief that used to be quite uncommon that is getting more common because Donald Trump loves to just do whatever the fuck he wants as things are litigated, and it aims to preserve the status quo while something is litigated if there's likely to be irreparable harm if the status quo is not preserved. So that's a lot of legal jargon to basically say it is functionally an injunction that stops the government from doing something or stops a party from doing something. In this case, it's the government, out of a fear that if you wait for the thing to be fully litigated for the judge to tell the government to stop doing something, that there will be harm that can't be undone. So this case, Chicago Headline Club, is about excessive force used against protesters in the Chicagoland area who are protesting against ICE. It's a class action, and the temporary restraining order basically says that ICE cannot use excessive force, like physical force, chemical weapons, etc., against people unless there is a threat to someone's life that they're intervening to prevent. It also says, and this is honestly big in my opinion, that the ICE agents need to be wearing identification. That can be just a badge number. But in Chicago, and I believe nationwide right now, ICE agents are routinely wearing no form of identification whatsoever. So you have masked people violently grabbing people off the streets, grabbing protesters, and they don't even have like a badge number. You have no idea who they are, and it's very, very difficult to figure out who they are, even if you're released. So that's case number one. Case number two is Illinois v. Trump, which is the state's case against the Trump administration's decision to federalize the National Guard and also send Texas National Guard members to the city of Chicago. That judge ruled from the bench. So this is hot off the presses, and I want to go back to bed. So the Chicago Sun-Times legal reporter who's been live posting says that the order will say defendants are, quote, temporarily enjoined from ordering the federalization and deployment of the National Guard of the United States within Illinois, end quote. Has a couple of banger lines that I don't know if we'll see in the TRO or not that says that DHS's credibility is like highly suspect at this point. Lucille Bluth, good for her meme. Quote, I simply cannot credit the administration's declarations to the extent they contradict state and local law enforcement. DHS's perception of events are simply unreliable. That's what you missed in the Northern District of Illinois today. Kudos to all the litigators involved. They really knocked it out of the park on both of these. Well, not the government. You know what I mean.